My question is, what is it reasonable for a woman to have by a certain age? Like, what's
I
reasonable?
don't. If we're gonna accept that premise that there is more sexual interactions on their end, right? I'm cool with that. I'll park that. But then, what is the adverse of her? What is she bringing then? Because it's not chastity. So we're getting no chastity, crappy attitude, not intelligent, maybe somebody else's kids. If you're gonna be promiscuous, there needs to be a trade-off, is what I'm saying.
Do you know how many times somebody can have a 30-day relationship in a year? 12 times.
But that's our point, William. We was saying that. So is a woman trying to get a relationship a hoe because she's trying to get a relationship?
No, she's a hoe because she had sex with a bunch of niggas. That's what makes her.
What we're saying, I get you, and I hate that I got to make this argument in regard to this specific woman. So I hope we taking this off of her.
We can get off of her because
no, I'm saying anybody that's listening that is whatever bad faith listening and not hearing that I'm not speaking specifically to her. I'm saying that in my opinion, right? I think it's idealism. Ideally, every man meets a virgin and then they move forward and they had a fairy tale, and that's the story.
I don't even think that's ideal now, because that used to be the ideal.
I'm just gonna give you whatever y'all want to say as far as chastity, right? If men say they want virginity, right? Like they want nothing, then okay, I'm gonna give y'all that. But in reality, people not living in bubbles. Like people got lives going on, they got relationships happening, they got all type of other shit. And I'm not saying one-offs and one-night stands and club, all that shit ain't happening. I'm just saying, if we gonna call every woman that have sex with more than 4 men a hoe,
I said, hey,
there's no one in the world today. Like niggas are real just go on the island and live.
Why are we ignoring the idea that women typically agree to casual sex with men that they are highly attracted to? There are plenty of women that will have casual sex. This is a regular thing. So we can't act like they're trying to be in a relationship with everyone they decide to sleep with. That's false. Most women are having casual sex.
But that's the problem. What I'm speaking to, I'm over here on my side, right? Because clearly there's somewhat of a consensus. It sounds like we're saying that men that don't have high status, right, can't command the highest level of a woman's decorum, which I aggressively disagree with, because what once was relationships prior to internet, prior to everything else, was men knew he was getting a fresh product. No longer is that the case. Now we're saying that if she's 32, you can expect that she done been in 30, 40, maybe even 50 plus odd casual interactions. And I'm saying that's dangerous, because you're literally telling men this is what is. I don't agree with that. I think that there should be a change in conversation then, because if that is truly the landscape, then we need to stop this whole seriousness and longevity and all of those things. You're not going to get that, because we're still doing the thing. We're doing more of the thing than we once were. And we're getting women who are the reason why I think they reacting the way they're reacting is because Megan represents what they ultimately want. They want to be able to throw you trash and still arrive at the highest level of notoriety. And if you're saying, well, yeah, you can't expect her to not share her body. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. You should ultimately be sitting here and saying, I'm sorry, sweetheart, if you were 30-some years old and you don't see more scrotum than a athletic doctor, we got a problem.
Hold on, true. So
y'all can play the argument. That's
in reality, right? Inflation is real to a degree. I'm not saying that, because probably like 200 years ago, a bitch had to be a virgin and she should have been expected to be a virgin, right? It's now it's in modern times, right? So realistically, what is the inflation, right? Because men, we getting 20 times the box we was getting back then, right? So like my question is, what is it reasonable for a woman to have by a certain age? Like what's reasonable?
If we're gonna accept that premise that there is more sexual interactions on their end, right? I'm cool with that. I'll park that. But then what is the adverse of her? What is she bringing then? Because it's not chastity. So we're getting no chastity, crappy attitude, not intelligent, maybe somebody else's kids. If you're gonna be promiscuous, there needs to be a trade-off, is what I'm saying. That women, if you gonna go ahead and do that, then you should be a better woman. I should experience something from you that I can't even fathom the fact that you actually was a hoe at some time.
It's just
that great.
I just want to make one little small comment. The more tires are driven, right, they wear out. So, I mean, I know there was comments made about like, you know, the older you get, it's expected that you got more bodies. That's just what it is. But the thing is, you know, I agree with the majority of the guys that this is what you're putting out. Well, then what else do you have to offer? Because pussy is not enough to offer. And that's just really honestly what the mindset is with this generation. It's, well, you know, we're women. It's, you know, trying to compete. Like, I got the best pussy. I'm gonna suck dick this way. And that lasts only, but, you know, I don't know, 30 seconds, 90 seconds, whatever the case is. At some point, you know, at some point, like, there has to be obviously something more you have to offer. And then the thing is, when, you know, when you're what you show out in the world is going to be a representation of people. Like, I know it's a character, right? In a sense, like, you know, you got these singers, rappers, whatever, they're characters in a sense, and they could be good quality people, but it's really hard to take somebody that serious. And the Megan and the Cardis, and these are the people that these young girls are looking up to. I mean, come on, the whole chastity, the whole, you know, be mindful of how you dress and how you speak to people. These girls got more of a potty mouth than some of these guys. You know what I mean? So we've gone completely off of that. And a lot of it is because of the music. It's because of what you see social media. If you took all of that out, I can promise you we would not be having these same conversations.
It's all it is just a moral inflation. You know, we got more comfortable with women having more sex, and then when the majority of women started to have had a lot of sex, that's when you see like the don't shame me move, the what's the slut walk. It's the same thing with body positivity. We weren't trying to see overweight and obese models until the majority of people were overweight and obese. So as you're saying, our society shifts from what it was founded on, it's just only gonna happen. Same thing with gay folks. It wasn't cool to be gay until more and more dudes start sucking dick. It wasn't cool for men to be feminine until more and more dudes were being raised by women. Like, because there's a larger sample size of the whole that is a thing, that group of the thing will get together and coagulate and then start doing shit like this. That's all it is. Because to say that we aren't supposed to expect a woman to be 30 and not be ran through is fucking sane. Like, we understand, we expect her to be ran through. Like, literally, our expectations of women are low as fuck, if that's what we're saying. And that seems to be like, well, people have lives. You know what? It's a part of life isn't having sex recreationally. That shouldn't be part of your life. That's irresponsible and it's dangerous. So if that's what we're saying women should do, and what women are saying they want to do, the answer to Mont's question is, how many is too many? It's based on whatever the type of man you want for yourself thinks. And the type of men that these women want for themselves do not want ran through bitches. Period.
You still didn't answer the question. What's the number? I
did. I said it's based on whoever the woman wants, that whatever that man she wants, it's up to him. So any woman who wants a nigga who's making, we'll just say that the average for the top 1% of niggas is we don't want chicks that are ran through. So then we as men get together and say, okay, what's ran through? A couple of you niggas are gonna be like, well, yeah, man, the bitch 40, so she got 20 dicks. You know what I'm saying? That's only half a dick a year. She started fucking when she was 20, right? But then the rest of us are gonna be like, no, I don't want a woman that I don't want to marry a woman and know that it's 20 niggas out there that did the same shit that I'm doing to her. Like, it slip out, she put it back in, she make that face, she turn her phone upside. We don't want to. That's not something that most men are willing to deal with. So,
most of the time, you guys won't even know. They're not going to tell you.
Yeah, they could lie, but
hold on, Trev. You know what, Jay? I'm so glad you said that. And you know why we don't know? Because y'all know that your body count is important and it matters and it's embarrassing. Because women with low body counts tell you. You don't have these conversations with bitches that ain't been ran through or had kilometers of dick. You don't have these types of conversations because they be like, yeah, I've been with 4 niggas. I've been with 5 niggas. But the ones who are worried about it and don't want to tell you is because they done been with what they think are too many niggas, let alone what we think. Because if your dude asks you what your body count was, if you don't say it immediately, we already know. We know what type of time it is. It's a story. It's a context where, you know, I was kind of wild in college, all of that shit. So y'all internally know that y'all are hoes according to your body count, or will be viewed as a hoe.
Oh, that I agree with. Women know when they're hoes.
Before Bo go though, because I know we all gonna be fighting Bo in a second, right? Before we get there, right? Before we get there, my question was if a woman is a hoe, right? Based on what if all the men that she has dated and had sex with had to make a significant investment in her, right? No matter what that is.
She's a prostitute.
If you were dating a woman and you feel like it wasn't easy to have sex with her, it was not easy for me to get here, and every man does that with her, you personally won't feel like she's a hoe because it's like, yo, I had bring this flowers, I was doing all this type of stuff.
That's not true.
Oh, really?
I can tell you why it's not true. Do you know how many niggas run a marathon? That shit's not easy, but thousands of niggas do it every year. A lot of people do hard shit. And just because
not a lot of people run marathons.
Listen, do you know how many girls that you cracked that were hard? They just weren't hard for you.
That's what I'm saying, right?
Which is the point.
No, so if it wasn't hard for me, I'm gonna look at you like you might be a hoe. Mm-hmm. But if it's hard for everybody, none of those men is gonna be like, oh, she a hoe.
Hey, to watch this in Jay's voice, but you wouldn't know though.
But I'm saying, like, imagine that we do know, right? This is just her standard. You gotta do this. It's not gonna be quick and easy. Is that girl a hoe?
She's just a hoe that was hard to fuck. Because that means that's more says something about you than it does her. If she's easy for the majority of niggas and was hard for you,